Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Thursday night's Messages of Love from Above. As always, super excited to see what messages come through. Before we get into the actual readings, I do love to send unconditional love energy out to the world. So if you'd like to join me in doing that, I welcome it, of course. Whether you're watching this live or even on replay, we can all join together outside of space and time and multiply this love to the world. So I'm going to take a big, deep breath and come back to right here, right now. Just let that love flow down into our heart and fill us up, and then overflow out to the world, magnifying the love surrounding the globe in a giant, giant ball of love that everyone within the earth who's ready to have a higher vibrational love in their life, that it be sparked in this moment. And if you yourself are in need of unconditional love energy for your heart, for your mind, your body, a loved one, a relationship, a situation, whatever it may be, we send that love to you as well. Just take it in like a tree takes in the sunlight from the sun. Let it just move through your entire being, your brain, your heart, your mind, your body, whatever it may be. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that and allowing me the space for that. Hope everyone had an amazing day or amazing night wherever you're at in the world. Before we get into the readings, I also like to make sure everyone knows every Monday I have a giveaway where I give away at least one personal recorded reading. On Tuesdays, I do put out a video announcing what I'm giving away, how you can get into the drawing, and any other giveaway news. Here is the video for that. And I will be giving away 4 readings on this Monday. I'm giving away a total of 33 total readings in the month of May. And so be sure to check out that video if you're interested in getting into that, into those drawings. And then also each week I put out at least one pick a card reading. And the one I put out yesterday is what are they thinking about you right now? So if you want to check that one out, that one was really interesting. I really liked channeling that one. Of course, what don't I like channeling from spirit, right? All right. And then also, if you haven't checked out this month's monthlies, I do put out a video for each individual zodiac sign. And in this one, I even at the beginning put what each planet brings in, what part of our life it shows. So that way, if you know like your Venus sign or your Mars or Pluto or whatever, then you know more about what window you want to look out of your zodiac house to see what's going on for you in May. So be sure to check those out if you haven't already. And I think that is everything. So let me just get my desktop all set up here. All right, we're looking good there. And oops, let me not click that. Don't want to close out of everything. Let's do one thing at a time so I don't accidentally close out the chat here. Okay, there we go. All right. And if you are new to my channel or new to these readings, how they work is I do go down first come, first serve in the chat. There's no special list. The chat is the list. So if you want to have a reading done, all you do is pop your question into the chat. And if you don't want to put your business out there, then you can put just a general reading guidance. Spirit knows what you're wanting, and that's who needs to know. And they know all, right? And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings. I do dive deeper and pull more cards into those as well. And then once I'm done, I return back to the free readings and move down the list. I try to get through as many free readings as I can, usually on for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Sometimes I stretch it and go out of balance, which we know I need to balance. Um, but that's how that works. To make a donation, all you have to do is you can use the super chat at the bottom of the chat or at the pinned comment and then the description box of the video. I also have my Venmo, my Cash App, my PayPal, and my Square. There's no set dollar amount. Whatever you feel you're able to give, that's perfect. I know everyone's funds, vary from person to person, day to day, country to country. And so I don't look at the actual dollar amount, and I know not everyone is able to donate. That's why I like offering free readings as much as I can as well. All right, blah blah blah. That is everything. I am going to be using the Ancestral Path Tarot. So if you like them and you're interested in those, you know what the box looks like wherever you pick your tarot cards up. They are really big, not as big as the ones I used last week in the Syrian um, Starseed Tarot, but they're still big. All right. So I do not have any donations yet. So we will start at the very, very top. And Felicia Fang, hello, hello. Thank you so much for always mentioning about thumbs up, and thank you guys so much for all of you that do give a like and a thumbs up to the videos. It does help spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of the love tsunami. I greatly appreciate it, and thank you, Felicia, for your reminders. I really appreciate that too. All right, so you wanted to know, what does the universe want you to do on job seeking right now? All right, let's take a look here and see what advice. What does Spirit want you to know? All right. Well, evidently these are your two cards that came flying out of here. So you do have the Queen of Swords here, and then also the Five of Sacred Circles, which is the Five of Pentacles. Now, the change here, there's a change of mindset here with the Queen of Swords. Swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, mindsets, expectations, but it balances with the heart. So I really feel like with the job seeking, this is about seeking something, letting both your heart and your mind have a say so in what kind of job that you're searching for, what kind of dream that you would really want to head towards, right? The Five of Pentacles is like this feeling abandoned, how they're over here and everyone else is over here, being left out in the cold, feelings of lack, right, in regards to the outside world. I like this change because it is telling you, follow your heart, let your heart have a say so in what you're wanting to do, but also here realize that it's not humans that bring you the jobs, that it's the creator, it's source, it's the mother and father of all things that makes sure you have everything you need in each moment. And though the humans might be the ones offering you the job, it is the creator that is opening up the doors to so you can go on the path that you're truly wanting, your higher heart truly wants, right? So I know sometimes we have difficult situations at jobs and different things like that, where we do feel ostracized and you know like we're sitting at lunch by ourselves and everyone else is over here. We've all been there. But it's okay, because usually when something like that happens, it means it's time for you to chick, 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 and head off into something more in alignment with your heart. So I really feel, when you're doing your job searching and you're looking at what you want to do next, where you want to go next, don't spend a lot of time in your mind only. Allow yourself to they're showing me like a job search site, you know, how you like click and you click locations and you click jobs that you want, and then it limits the search. They're like, let that be more open. Let your heart also unclick some boxes so that it can be a bigger search, or click more boxes if there's different areas. You know, it's like, well, really, you know, logically, these are the big cities. I need to have jobs there, and it's, you know, better, blah, blah, blah. That's what the mind says, right? But the heart might say, but I would like to work here. And I know it's a small little, you know, a smaller city or whatever, but I love it there. And I love, you know, the scenery and the beaches or whatever. It's like, include it, allow your heart to, you know, be part of the journey as well. So I feel like that is what is going on there. And definitely it is time, you know, for looking for something more in alignment with your heart, and not just your mind. So that is what is going on, and that's what they have for you, Felicia. So many blessings to you. Mhm. Yeah. And the other thing with the 5 of Pentacles too, with the feelings of lack, is where we focus our energy is what grows and expands, right? And so if I'm like, if I focus on, you know, situation at work, or the lack of finding something, I'm feeding it and I'm growing it. So we focus on gratitude, we focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, and then we attract more of those things. And otherwise, we're telling the universe, I really like having a difficult time finding a job. Then it's like, oh, they enjoy having difficulty finding a job. Let's make it more difficult because they enjoy it. It's like, no, no, be focus on gratitude, right? We can be grateful for the job that you do have. And the You don't have to do a blanket one. You can specific say the things that you do enjoy about your job, and then more things to be grateful for around job come about as well. So I like it, Felicia, and that's what they have for you right now. So enjoy the job search; those are always fun. But what a great time for an adventure, right? All right, so LA, you're up next. Hello, hello. You want to know, what do people from high school think you're doing with your life now? How funny! You've deleted every single piece of social media. You haven't kept in contact with any of them, and your yearbook your yearbook quote was eyebrow raising. Yeah, I can't imagine, I can't imagine. So the final thing to remember you by. Alright, let's take a look here and see. What, what does spirit want you to know around what do people from high school think about you here? Because, of course, it's gonna vary from person to person to person, right? Oh, yeah, exactly. So we've got the 6 of sacred circles, which is the 6 of pentacles, right? And the 6 of pentacles, you know, is this like giving and receiving type of card, but there is this energy that, you know, goes back to, um I don't know, it goes back to our early childhood, right? And it's that, you know, the codependency awareness card is a lot of what it is about. It depends on what each person went through when they were younger, 7 years old and younger, their emotional body, and then, you know, their mental body was created. So they're bringing in all this science, all this information about, well, it depends. Each person sees through different glasses, and everyone is more concerned about themselves, not so much about anyone else, right? And we have got the choice card here, the chariot. So each person's behind the chariot, and it depends on the moment. You know, every moment, everyone chooses what story they want, what emotion they want to feel, and what energy they're putting in. And it's pretty much they're saying it varies from person to person, moment to moment. And they're like the greater benefit of your energy is focusing more on what do you think about other people from high school? What are you thinking about them? Because that tells you more about yourself. Because we're all looking in a mirror, right? And so if people are Um, it's like a crazy hall of mirrors. Whoever is looking into you at the moment, like we always say, a monkey looking in a mirror sees a monkey, a squirrel sees a squirrel, a lion sees a lion, an alien sees an alien. So it all depends on those, but what we see when we look into each one of those tells us about us. Because when we see something amazing in someone else, it's because we recognize that amazingness within ourselves. Also, if we think someone's a jerk, we're recognizing the jerk that's within us, right? It's more the fearing being is what it is. But so they're basically your guides are just pointing you back to you and saying it's a much more useful, beneficial use of your time to focus on what you're feeling, because who knows what they're feeling, and that it'll change in a moment when something else happens in their life. So it's um, it's just information. It means nothing about us, right? So that's what they're mentioning for you, LA. So many blessings, right? Fun, fun. you know, um, they're like avoiding the whole looking into caring what other people think. It's not that no one cares, it just means they care more about, you know, um, ourselves. When we are in our human, um, every moment is on unconditional love connection to our higher self, or a lower vibrational connection to our human self. And when we're in our lower vibrational connection to our human self, we're only caring about comparing ourselves to others to know if we're lovable or not. It's all about contrast and comparison. It's survival. It's a bunch of 2-year-olds playing with toys in a room. They just care about their own toys, right? Yeah, yeah. But you can look into your heart and go, why are you being nosy? Why are you looking to see what they're doing? Comparing, maybe? That's what we do when we look at other people, is it's usually to compare ourselves. Um, is usually what the humans are doing, right? All right, sorry, itchy nose. All right. So that is what they have for you, LA. So your spirit guides are saying, focus in on how you feel about yourself and how what you think you see when you Google these people, and that allows you to see more about you, right? Because it's all about raising our self-love. And speaking of, we have new love is up next. So new love, hello, hello. And you would like a general reading for the next 2 weeks? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know about the next 2 weeks. Wow. So you definitely have a bit of emotional journey ish. It's very spiritual here because you've got the High Priestess and you got the Queen of Cups. I usually say these are sisters or cousin, very close cousins, because the Queen of Cups rolls over water, but she also gets a second portion of water, which makes her the master of emotion. Very psychic, very connected to the spirit world, can deep dive into emotions. High Priestess, same thing, right? Same energy. Able to go behind the veil, connect to the upper realms, dive deep into the subconscious, the unconscious, into the emotions. And so you very much here for the next 2 weeks have this wonderful reflective time. The high priestess usually takes time to step back and really look into what is going on. What are you feeling? What are you seeing? Doing that inner, beautiful inner reflection, but also communicating with spirit. And as here's even the Ace of Cups that she offers, it's connecting to the self love, it's connecting to the higher love. The more we're connecting to the spirit world, the more we are filled up with that. It's also how we are able to hear even more clearly to this spirit world. So the next 2 weeks is like this invitation to connect higher and higher to your spiritual posse in the higher realms, because they have a lot to tell you. They have a lot to say, a lot of information for you, a lot of guidance to help your path be just easier and full of more love. So I like all this for you. It's very much an encouragement from your spiritual team to trust your gut and trust your instinct, raise your vibration as much as you can to that unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, so you can hear their messages, because it's the planets must be in alignment for your for your communication to be so on that they want you to be able to hear from them. So that is what is coming through, new love. I like it for you. This is exciting. I wonder what's going to be coming forward in the next 2 weeks. I hope you will share. So, very much. Yeah. Hey, Layla. I do accept Super Chat. I also, if you look at the pinned comment, I also accept Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Square. I do prioritize donations to honor the energy exchange. So, um, I definitely do. So, all right. So, Divine Feminine Chronicles, you're the next free reading up, and you want to know how. How am I? I am doing very well. I hope you're doing well. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing so well, but you'd like a general reading. So let's take a look here. I thought I was doing well. Maybe I know we had a lot of storms here through the night, and so I think I woke up a lot. All right. So, general reading. So we do have the King of Cups here and the Three of Staves. I like this. It's the Three of Wands in the Standard Tarot, which does talk about that you are getting information that is causing you to want to take a different route in your life. You do have with the King of Cups, they of course rule over water, co rule with the Queen, but they also are given air. All the kings are given air, which is thought and belief and mindset. So, this king, the emotions are balanced with the mind, and there's a wonderful balance between heart and mind. And I feel like with this balancing coming in here, there is some going back and forth between, there's some like emotional feelings that were coming up that are balanced with your higher mind, and then there's some logical stuff of the human that's being balanced by your higher heart. And so it's encouraging you, with this Three of Wands, that whatever this is, this decision that you're kind of on the fence with, that you're balancing and seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things more from your higher heart, and not limiting yourself from stepping forward and changing directions. That you are choosing you're choosing something more in alignment that just feels so right in your soul to make a change and make a direction. So I really like this because, we can get really caught up into our old supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, these uh, rules that are rooted in the fears of rejection or losing conditional love or failing, right? And we're like, what am I waiting for to live? And I feel like this is like one of these wonderful reflective times for you where you're choosing for your heart rather than logic and, well, I don't want to look stupid. I want to do what I'm supposed to do. And you're just like, I'm tired of surviving and existing. I want to live. And I feel like this is what is coming up for you is a wonderful pivotal time for you. So I like that for you, Divine Feminine Chronicles. So many blessings to you. That is what they have right now. And Dijona Sturgis, you'll be my next free reading, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Layla, for your donation. I'm sorry, I didn't see your. We don't have a set dollar amount. It's whatever you feel you're able to give. I just honor that because you know, it varies from person to person, country to country, right? World to world. So, so you wanted to know, okay, there's your question up there. So does H want to be together again? Does he really? break up with you, or is he just punishing you and he'll come back to you? Wow. If he's punishing you, then I wouldn't let him come back to you. Let's take a look here and see, what does spirit want you to know around H here? So let's take a look here. What else? And what other advice do they have here? Okay, let's take a look here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, well, you know, sometimes we just thank God for unanswered prayers and for stepping in, right? Because we have the Eight of Cups, which is basically, Spirit is saying here, this is their advice to you. And they're kind of like bypassing, like, like, did he mean it to leave? And, did he really want to break up and all this? And Spirit's going, girl, you just leave behind emotions that no longer serve you and head off to this wish fulfillment in the future. They were removed out of your life on purpose for a purpose. They were in your life to allow you to see things and learn things about yourself. But it is time to leave that behind. They're empty and you're headed off here. I mean, literally, this is like Stonehenge, but you're headed off into where the person of the Eight of Cups is headed off to is the Nine of Cups, which is a wish fulfillment card. And they're showing you here where people are removed out of our life on purpose for a purpose to make space for who is meant to be in our life and to clear your path for you to move forward, which is why they have you moving forward. They're like they were an obstacle for you because you have what's coming for you here. You have a new opportunity that's going to be opening up in the outside world, and it is someone that is going to make you feel the 10 of cups overflowing emotionally and abundantly, and 10 of sacred circles, which is the 10 of pentacles, abundant in the physical world, emotionally abundant, physically abundant, brand new opportunity that's coming your way. And I really like this for you, because then you have the 7 of wands, which is you. It's like you are going to be so bright and you're going to be so grateful for what comes your way here. You're going to be like a bright light on a dark hill. People are going to see you and you're going to be so glowing and so um just feeling overflowing with all of this, that it's basically like a wish fulfillment, right? Cuz like you said, when someone treats you this way, it is, it's a kind of a dual thing that happens, right? It's like it hurts, because we feel we're not being chosen, but really when we see things from the higher perspective, they were booted out of the way to make room for this, right? It's like example spirit gave me, which they usually touch that in my head to remind me, is like when you don't have anywhere to live, a broken down shack with rats and a leaky roof, and it has running water sometimes. It's cold. It keeps the weather off of us most of the time. You know, yeah, that you're like, well, it's what I have. But if while you're out in the garden grabbing some of the few vegetables that are there, lightning hits and burns down the shack and they replace it with a castle, you're not going to complain, right? You're like, thank goodness that that happened and that I'm headed into something so amazing and going that way. So, yeah, you know, strong bonds and you really love each other, but it doesn't mean that it's healthy, right? It doesn't necessarily mean, when you experience, this, you're going to be like, well, maybe I didn't love we didn't love each other as much as I thought, because this is going to be like, yeah, rainbows and everything else. And you're going to be like, well, maybe we were just, um, maybe I settled a little bit with, because of the love I felt I deserved. And I'm like, well, at least I got that, when really you're going to be just like, wow, I, I, um, I feel like what you learned a lot through this relationship is, um, some reflection about how you feel about yourself, right? I know that's kind of rough to hear, but I know I had 5 relationships in my life where I'm like, why do I keep choosing people that don't respect me and cheat on me and this and that and all this? And eventually spirit showed me like, well, you wanted these individuals to reflect back to you how you felt about yourself until you saw it. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I did. I didn't respect myself. I didn't love myself enough. But afterwards, when we reflect and we are like, wow, you know what? I worked on my self love and connected more to your higher self. And you realize, yeah, I didn't love myself so much. And I felt that's all I deserved, but you're working on your self-love. This is a journey that's opening up to where you're headed, you're gonna be just like, "Wow," Um, yeah. No, that they loved you as much as they loved themselves, and you loved him as much as you loved yourself, which isn't as much, it's this much, you both, uh, are in this journey of learning to love yourself more. And this has done what they needed to do. If they don't love themselves, they can't love you, right? And when we love ourselves a little bit, we only can love each other a little bit, because we cannot love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. So when we love ourselves this much, no matter how much love we want to give, it trickles out. No matter how much love someone wants to give us, it's only going to trickle in. So this departure was meant for both of you, for you, so that you can work on your self love and expand your self love by connecting more and more to the spirit world. Because when you expand that, you also expand this. And it's a win 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 win, because you get to experience this unconditional love that you find inside from the spirit world. And then it expands this where you can give and receive love so much more when you're able to find someone. Because when we love ourselves, not so much, we're at a lower vibrational love and we attract lower vibrational love, which is what you had. Because obviously he didn't treat you well. That's not higher vibrational love. That's lower vibrational love that's kind of attached to fear, right? But the more you expand your love vibration goes up and you attract in things that are more higher and you don't attract in. When we do what we always did, we get what we always got. You deserve more than that. And you're raising your love vibration. You're going to draw in that 10 of cups, that 10 of pentacles, that wonderful person. So, yeah. Yeah, you'll get a clearer picture of the love that you guys had for each other, because it was more rooted in fear than this unconditional love, right? Um, because you wouldn't be hurting. Unconditional love, you can let people go and it doesn't hurt, but hurt in our heart is pain, it's fear, it's based on fear. So, but I your spirit guides are going, don't worry about them, that they were a lower vibrational love that was based on this lower vibrational self love. And they're having you raise your love vibration to that which is higher. And you're on a beautiful journey of discovering how lovable you are, that it doesn't have any to do thing with them. So, yeah, absolutely. The more you work on your self love, the faster it'll come too. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Layla. Thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. And This is going to be a wonderful journey. It's going to be totally worth it. But don't look backwards because you don't want to do what you've always done and get what you've always gotten, right? All right. Many blessings to you. All right. So, Dajona, we are to you for your free reading. You want to know whatever your angels want to tell you. So, let's see here. What do your angels want you to know right now? All right. Well, you've got a couple sacred circles here. So, these are the pentacles, which is the outside world. Really a balancing coming in here with the two of pentacles is balancing of the upper and lower worlds, the balancing of your outside world, and with the princess of sacred circles, it there is new opportunities that are coming forward in your life. And with the two of pentacles balancing things out, there might even be two choices to make in the outside world, like two options that are coming up. So if you're looking for love, you might have two options that are coming up. If you're looking for a job, two interviews, two job offers, two different locations that you can move to. There's this duality, these choices that are coming up. And the princess, of pentacles, the princess here of the sacred circles, is that you get to choose. And neither of these is a wrong choice, which I love for you because I feel like it's a important part in your life that you get to choose, that it's not so much of this you're at the whim of the world, but that you get to choose from your heart what you want. And that they have this wonderful opportunity coming up that neither's right, neither's wrong. They both have wonderful things that they bring you, and they both have wonderful lessons that you learn through it as well. One is not extremely more beneficial than the other. They all work each other out. And so you get to decide. And I like this for you. Wow. So that is what they have for you. They're just like, this is a wonderful learning experience. There's no wrong choice. There's no right choice. They're equal. They'll just bring you different things. And so you get to choose what is more interesting for you in your heart, because this is the lesson, is choice for you. And I like it. And that's what they have, Dijona. So easy breezy. I know, right? Woohoo. So that's what's coming through. So many, many blessings to you. You are very welcome. How exciting. All right. So up next we have Aldona. Hello, hello. I am doing great. And you can absolutely ask for general reading. Let's see what Spirit wants you to know right now. What would you like Aldona to know, please? What else? All right. Okay. So these are your two cards here. So you do have here, you've got the Queen of Swords, and then you have the Nine of Staves or the Nine of Wands. The combination of these two, with whatever you're needing, like information from Spirit on, there is this changing of mindset that will set you free. Right now, the Nine of Wands is like there's this barrier that's built, and you feel like you're bumping up your head against something that you can't move through. And, whether it's like, I want abundance, I want a relationship, I want a job, I want whatever, there just seems to be a wall that you keep on bumping up against. Well, the Queen of Swords, she has the Ace of Swords, which allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realms. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, these expectations, these personal beliefs. And I like this because the Queen of Swords, all the queens are given a second portion, which is of water, which is of your emotions. And I feel like there's an important belief that was created that's below the surface. It's in the subconscious world with the emotional body that was formulated between 7 years old and younger. So whatever this is about, it does have to do about worth. It does have to do with how you And this is underneath the surface. So even like in our mind, like we might be thinking, I want to be able to, um, I'm just going to use get this new job. But underneath, it's like we were told when we were younger, well, you're no good at that. You're no good at math, or you're not smart. You struggle, blah, blah, blah. Whatever these things are that people were saying out of fear and that aren't true, you know, it's still under there. And even though I'm like, no, I'm intelligent, our little inner child goes, no, because they said these mean things to me. And it's important to balance that now. It's important to be able to move past this energetic block because it's your inner child that has this force field up that's keeping you from moving beyond a certain salary or for a job or relationship, whatever it may be. And so it's important to just take some time to be this beautiful, perfect, loving, unconditionally accepting parent to your inner child. And you can even close your eyes and just imagine yourself picking up your young child, because you're probably going to have some memories that come up of going, I remember exactly when that person said that thing and it devastated me. And now you can pick up your inner child and go, they don't know what they're talking about. You are amazing, and I know who you are, and you just hold them and you just give them this love. You allow them to express themselves, scream at the top of their lungs or cry, whatever they needed to do, because there's these charged emotions that are still bouncing around underneath the surface, and you get to become this safe space for them to feel it. And when they release it, that also releases these force fields and it opens this up here. So I really like this. There is some wonderful transformation of some energies there that I really like for you because it does open up things. So that is what they have for you, Aldona. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. I like the freedom that comes with all that. So I like it. I like it. All right. And that is what they have for you. So many blessings. Anya Ahuya, you'll be my next free reading coming up. But I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Spring, for your donation. And thank you, Layla, for your second donation, too. So, Spring, good to see you. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Like right now. And thank you for your generous donation. Let me take a look here. See, what does Spirit want you to know right here, right now? All right. Anything else here? All right. We want those and these two. And I feel like we do want a native spirit oracle for you too. So let's take a look here. All right. So we'll take that one here. Dun dun dun. Polar bear, warrior of the heart. I like it. And let's see what message they bring in here for you. Yeah, you have the radiant spirit of a warrior of the light. So be impeccable in all of your actions. No matter what others believe, the creator always knows the truth. This isn't the time to be timid and pull back. Immense courage is filling you. Throw your shoulders back, step forward, and take a risk. Be willing to live life from your heart rather than your noggin, your mind, right? Honor your truth and speak up for yourself. Your native spirit wants you to know that the greatest native warriors weren't the ones who wounded the most people. They were those remarkable beings who had such personal power that enemies laid down their weapons rather than fight. There are times in life to step back and even times to walk away, but there are also times to stand up for yourself and those less advantaged. Don't allow yourself to be limited by your belief system. Courage doesn't mean that you aren't afraid. Fearless means just that, fear less. Acknowledge that you are frightened and take action anyway. Face your anxiety and go beyond the boundaries of limited perceptions of yourself. Through your example, people find and act on their truth. You're a light bearer for others. And your journey, should you choose to accept it, this is just something they recommend, is list everything that you're afraid of. Then, next to that list, write every reason why it's important to overcome that fear. In other words, what does that fear cost you? Then make a list of the various ways that you can overcome that fear. I like it. Boom, what a great exercise that would be. And yeah, and here we go. You do have the Eight of Swords, which is the movement of your fears, right? Your thoughts, beliefs, mindsets. You're realizing and releasing these fears that had made you feel limited and small and restricted. And I like this. We've got the 6 of Cups here too, which the 6 of Cups can be the nostalgia card. It can be thinking about the past, but it also is this wonderful balance and flow of emotions. Sixes and eights, even numbers, are like a river flowing in the middle of a canyon. And I like this. There's this movement of thought that is also removing and releasing some emotional energies too, I feel, with both of these coming in here. Yeah, because here's the 7 of Cups. So I like the way they have this presented here because I feel like, there's all of these emotions, all of these things that you're wanting to do that you think maybe you should do, supposed to do. But I like here that you are, if we block this out, you are deciding here, you are allowing. I feel like this is your higher self and your human self or vice versa, and you're determining what is the dream that you're wanting. You're getting clarity instead of, all the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos. There's one wish, there's one thing that you want to do, and this is all about jumping forward and leaping for this. This is the thing that to be courageous about and to fear less about, which I like. Yeah. Because you are ready. You have the Ace of Cups, the new love, you are becoming this chalice. You are filling up and overflowing out to the world. And we've got the Fool card here too, which is about a new adventure, leaping forward, exactly as the other card said, free of expectations, free of fears, not being bogged down by, these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that would have kept you restricted and kept you from advancing here through this door. But you're removing those swords, and this is what you're moving forward to and through. Again, you are this bright light that fills up with unconditional love yourself, and everyone else gets the beautiful overflow, but you get to fill up first and you get to have this adventure free of all these expectations. I love this card, how it keeps going and going and going and going because they're holding their own card. If I can get it to focus here. Maybe, maybe, come on, come on, come on, come on. There it goes. It's coming, it's a coming. Maybe not. All right. Well, just trust, take my word for it. I can see it here. It's the same card. So you're holding your own card. You're able to step forward. It's like you're calling your own number and going, "It's time for me. It's time for me to live. It's time for me to express this love." The more you're cleaning out and these fears and these old emotions, the more you're moving up in it. So I like it. It's this message I think you've been getting a little bit is step forward, step forward, step forward. It's time for you. It's it's nice to hear that, because we're taught so differently, in the past about sacrifice yourself for everyone else. It's like, no, because then all you do is give bitter and resentful water. You're a barrel with everyone sucking the life force out of you because you've plugged them in to this barrel of yourself instead of getting rid of the barrel, getting rid of all those straws and you become a chalice, everyone else can stand around and get the overflow, but you get to fill up first. And I like it. And that is what they have for you, Spring. And I like that message for you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. And I'm excited for the stepping forward for you. All right. Much love to you. Rhonda, haven't done that yet. Haven't got down to your reading yet. Layla, thank you so much for your second donation. And so the current job you just started, will it bring you much money and abundance as it seems, or it's not a good idea? Okay, let's take a look here and see what does spirit want you to know here about the job that you just started here. Is it going to be abundant? Is there something more beneficial for you? Let's take a look here. All right. Well, they have one, two, three. Let's take a look here. All right. We've got the 9 of wands here, represents stepping into your power. And we've got the 5 of swords, which does have to do, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindset. So I just put this card back and it came flying back out. But both of these have to do here. This is conflicting thoughts and beliefs, and the 8 of swords is you really figuring out what of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets keep you feeling restricted and small and trapped. And I feel this, for now, it's going to be enough. But I feel like with this self-love journey that you're on, you are gonna like move past these energetic blocks that you have around your worth, right? Because when we have a low sense of what we deserve, we tracked in like relationships are that lower vibration. We attract jobs and opportunities that we're like, this is what I only feel that I'm worth, right? But as we raise our love vibration of ourself, and we our self-love, and we really do this shadow work of looking back at these beliefs we have about ourselves, this 8 of cups, not 8 of cups, these 8 of swords, we realize how much of our life is held back from all these beliefs in friendships and love and abundance and all sorts of things. We've got all these small t truths, which are these fears that are rooted in the fear of failure, the fears of losing conditional love. It's all these old beliefs that allow us to that do hold us back, and we learn, from it. We create all these things because we feel we got hurt out here, and so our little younger self creates all these rules to keep us feeling safe and in control, but we realize they're actually keeping us caged and in a prison. And as we question our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves and we free ourselves from it, that's what allows this 9 of wands, this, which is like a barrier that's keeping you back. That's what allows more abundant jobs, more abundant things, more abundant relationships and friendships, to come into our lives too. So I feel like this is just going to open up so much of your life with this journey that you're on, opening up your self-love. And you do that by connecting more to the spirit world and having this foundation of unconditional love, eternal love, and that becomes your foundation instead of the outside world. But then it changes your whole viewpoint of the outside world too. Just changes it, because we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So as we change, we start seeing things differently, but we also start inviting in new things too. So I like this for you, Layla. I mean, I feel like you're a fast learner, fast adapter of things. Because I feel like when you start ripping out a sword here and ripping out a sword there, you're just like, oh my gosh, all these thoughts and beliefs that don't serve you anymore, you're just chunking them and you're moving forward. And the more energy you put into releasing old mindsets that don't serve you and old emotions that don't serve you, you leap forward. So I like it. That's what they have, Layla. So I'm excited. So right now it's good enough, but it's not. You're gonna outgrow it very quickly, and you're gonna be like, I deserve a different job or a different position than this. And you, as you believe more in yourself, with that self love increasing, look out. So I like that for you, Layla. So many blessings to you. And again, thank you for your second donation. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So, Patty, thank you for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Hello, hello. And you want to know, what does Spirit want you to know around your job situation? Oh, all right. Let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit want you to know around this job here. What else? All right. Excuse me. Just reverse these. Here's how these came out here. So you have the 5 of Wands, which starts off feeling like, some, it's a change of energy, because the staves or the wands is the energy, and it starts off feeling conflicting, but it's a transformational energy where it feels more supportive. I feel like that it's the negative vibes you're picking up from your boss are this energy, which is them, fearing. I don't know if they've gone into a new position, but I feel like they fear of, like, they have some fears of failing, and so they might be a little overly hands-on and rah, 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 because they have some fears that are there. But I feel here with the King of Cups that there's going to be a balancing of emotions and mind. So I feel like things are going to balance out. I don't feel like they want you out. I just feel like they're balancing their emotions, and their mind is coming in here. You know, we do have this power of choice card coming in here, and I feel like there's something else deeper here going on too, which they want to go into. But I don't. I feel like what you're picking up from your boss is their fear, not about you. And the Chariot card here is showing you. This is you behind here. The Chariot is the power of choice card. It is movement. It is victory. So that's why I feel like there's nothing to be afraid of here. But this also transitions over into the next year, which is, the Chariot card allows you to, you get to choose what story you put to a situation, what emotion you want to feel as you go through things, but also where you invest in your energy, right? And so when we focus on what we're grateful for and what we do want in our life, we can draw things in. When we're focusing on, like, we fear, we'll draw it towards us. If we fear something's going to leave our life, we will repel it too. So it's something here too about just paying attention to the where you're investing your energy, and if you feel like you're investing energy in fearing something, that can be a great reminder to go, okay, you know what? I'm going to start focusing on what I'm grateful for and what I do want in my life. And I feel like there's this change coming here for you, because we've got the 2 5s. We've got the 5, which is the Hierophant, and we've got the 5 of Pentacles here, which is the feelings of lack, the feelings of being left out in the cold, fearing mankind, pulling the rug out from underneath you. But the 5 here teaches us that it's not humans that bring us what we need in each moment, but it's the Creator, it's Source, the mother and father of all things. Even though sometimes it's humans that bring us what we need, truly it is the Creator that makes sure we have everything we need in each moment. And they've done a great job. I mean, we are still alive, so we've never not had what we needed in each moment. And they've given us even more than we've just barely needed. They've given us some wants too, right? So I love this transformation of this trust that's building between you and Creator, knowing that they have endless resources. They are going to bring you what you need, and that you don't have to worry like we do with mankind, where when humans go into fear, they will go into survival mode and pull back their support and pull the rug out from underneath us. But Creator, they don't go into fear. They have everything they need. They will never do that because they love us eternally and unconditionally, right? With all of this coming in here too, they're bringing in this wonderful Hierophant, which the Hierophant is this invitation to go within and really find out, who do you truly want to be in this lifetime, and what do you truly want. That's why I feel like there's this change coming in here with this choice card. I almost feel like there's this nudging underneath, like maybe a little bit of a hope that they want you out, because I feel like you're getting bored. I feel like you are, yeah, I feel like you're getting dissatisfied in the job that you're doing. I feel like you're moving to getting to where you feel like you're existing instead of living. I feel like there's something within you that wants more. And so subconsciously, maybe you do want them to want you out, because then you can go do what and find out what you truly want to do with your life and live more of a dream than, existing, right? Of surviving. And I feel like, this energy that's coming up is a great indicator for you to really turn inward. And this is what the Hierophant is asking you to do, is to look inward and go, what is it that, if money didn't matter and blah blah blah, what would I want to do with my life? How would I want to express the unconditional love, um, in my heart with the world, right? So I like this. It's like there's this opportunity coming up here for you. So yeah, so you've been feeling a lot like that, and yeah, we fear joblessness, but that's what we can trust the Creator, that you've never been without, and they'll make sure that you are never without. But it's time to start looking for, what would that mean to live your dream and to make your heart sing, where you feel like you're living instead of existing. Um, yeah. But you lived, right, Patty? Been without a job before, but you always had everything that you needed to live, right? And exist. And so it's like, yeah, why do I mistrust you, Creator? I mean, you've never let me down before. And I mean, I have what my ego thinks I'm supposed to have and want and all that, but I've always had what I've needed, and you've always provided for me. And so now, what is this next adventure that's coming up? So you do have this invitation with that Hierophant, to look inward and find out what it is that would just make your heart sing. And then you can start asking the Creator, going, okay, this is what I would love to have for my life. So start showing me, how can I make that happen? How can I, get to be in that place, where I love living, and I'm excited about sharing this unconditional love in my heart with the world in my own unique way that makes my heart sing. And I like this. I like this. This is what is coming up here. I feel like that's why they brought it up. It's twofold. It's like we fear being jobless because of the past, but then we go, you know what? But I'm taken care of. Maybe I do want them to, push me out, because then it'll force me to go do what I want to do when I'm afraid to, right? Because sometimes we're in a toxic relationship. It's like, with a job, but it's like a, if we're in a toxic relationship with a human, sometimes we're like, well, I don't know if I'll find love again, and so I'll put up with abuse. And it's like, but it's an abusive job, and we're like, well, I don't want to leave because I don't think I'll find another one. And they're like, sometimes it's what's needed is for us to leave a situation that's not healthy for us, and Creator and Spirit will step in. But I don't feel like that's what's going to happen here. I feel like this is you searching for what you want to do, and that this change happens because you initiate it. and you're ready to live instead of exist. So I like it for you, Patty. And that's what they have for you right now. And again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate it. I'm excited for this journey for you. Alrighty. So I think that is all my donations for now. So we will return to the free readings. Let me just close my blinds here. It's been raining all day, off and on, and I love rainy days. Makes me want to take a nap, though. All right, Anya Ahuya, we left off with you. And so you want to know what will happen with you with you and your crush next week. All right, let's take a look here. So what's going to happen between you and your crush next week? All right, that one. What else? All right, and that one. All right. So with this, we got the World card here, which is the last card in the major arcana, and it's the ending of old cycles and the beginning of a new adventure. And I feel like here, with this Three of Pentacles here, the Three of Sacred Circles, this is all about you being true to your authentic self. And I almost feel like that there is this movement on from your crush. And I feel like with the energy that's coming in here is that you, like your spirit team really wants you to be able to be true to the authentic you and not try to be who you think other people want you to be. And that requires you leaving behind these old cycles, this old way, because, you know, you're the person that you're meant to be with is going to fall in love with you for you being you, not you trying to be someone who, you think the world, thinks that you're supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be. This is about you not being afraid of disappointing other people or being losing someone's support. It's about you being true, here with this right in the center, bullseye, you being this star, you being you. And it takes you on this new journey. It takes you into this new place with a lot of less expectations, a lot of less stress, a lot of less, worrying about what people are thinking and not thinking and doing and not doing. And I really like this that comes up here for you because it's like you deserve this, right? You deserve to have someone love you for you just being you instead of, you know, trying to be, the a good catch, right? And so I like this for you. I feel like next week it's just more of a you just it's like when you they say there's this saying that it's best for you not to meet your hero because when you really meet them and you get to know them, you're like, oh, they're not as much of a woohoo on a pedestal. Or like if you ever see a hot, you see this flash of someone driving by you and you're like, oh my God, from what you saw, you have this vision in your head of like, they are like handsome or beautiful or whatever, right? And so you catch up to them at a light and you look over at them and you're like, oh, they're nothing like you thought they looked like in that flash. That's what the energy they're giving to me is the more you get to know them, the less crushy that you are on them. And you're like, you know what? What am I trying to be? I want to be me. And I feel like this is what they're having here. So that's what's coming through, Anya. So many blessings. Hang in there. I know. I don't want to be the crush buster, but that's how it works. So many, many blessings to you. Um, part of Patty, he's partly a trigger. It's a dual purpose, but you're picking up on their fears because you are intuitive. But also, there's this subconscious thing of going, yeah, maybe I don't want to be here, and I'm hopeful. So I like it. All righty. So Rhonda, we are to you now. Um, Hello, hello. Nice to see you here. And yes, absolutely. So let's get your question in here. So, what is being hidden from you about love that you should know? Which path to go? Are your thoughts and intuition about your wish fulfillment of love? Will they becoming reality? All right, let's take a look here and see what does Spirit wants you to know about what is hidden from you with love. And let's see what we got here. I know. We got the Prince of Sacred Circles, which is the Knight of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot. It's the slowest moving knight out of them all. And there is this, slow movement that happens with this night. It's the only one about the outside world. So, it's 3 months of spring, 3 months of this, 3 months. So it moves slower in the outside world compared to our thoughts and our emotions and our energy, which can change like this, right? The outside world takes time, though, to catch up. It takes time for things to unfold. And it is this, you know, um, when we're talking about love and thoughts and intuition and all of this, it's going to take time for things to unfold. And it's happening on purpose, though, because you have the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind, but we've got the Ace of Swords here and the Three Swords over the door here, which are expectations, right? These are the thoughts and the beliefs and the mindsets that are rooted in fears of losing conditional love. And you've been working on releasing fears around relationships and fears around, the path and all of this. So you're continuing there one's left the door, one's in the doorstep, and there's one to go, right? So you've let some go, they're out the door. There's one in the doorway, which shows the work that you've been doing lately that's on its way out, but there's still some fears that are remaining. And so when you're asking what is being hidden, from you about love, is that there are still some fears around never finding love and not being lovable. And it's just part of the release and part of the process that we have to go through. Because, when we have questions around love and am I going to find love, that shows that we are still have some ties to the outcome of finding love or not, which is fear, right? We fear we're never going to find love again and I'm going to be alone. When we really look and bring up these fears that are bubbling down underneath, sometimes like, you know, for me, like I feared losing my job, even though I was usually a top performer and was never on the chopping block, but I had this fear in my subconscious that I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to not have anywhere to live. I'm going to end up being ostracized and hated by everyone. And I'm going to end up being thrown out of town and die in the wilderness alone and get eaten by wolves. you know, it's like, what? But we have these things underneath that we've been conditioned for so long that it takes time for us to really keep raising our self love to where when we are in this wonderful place of self love, we don't need an outside love and we're not attached to whether it comes or not. And then it's just above and beyond extra. We don't have fears, anxiety, stress. It's not in our mind. We're just living life and loving ourselves. And that's usually when we find love because we're not trying to look for it. We're filling up with love and it's overflowing. And when we attract that because our self love is higher, our love vibration is higher, it draws in a love that is more in alignment with that instead of when we drop into the lower fears, we attract what lower vibrational love, people and situations, right? So I feel like that is what they're wanting to know. I don't really necessarily feel that it's hidden from you. I just feel like there's just more to process, and it's just going to take a little bit of more time with that Knight of Pentacles, with all of that. So that is what is coming through, Rhonda. I know. Like, how long is this going to take? as long as it takes, right? Because there's freedom that happens when that other expectation, those fears are out the door. You just feel you don't worry. You don't worry about being loved by the outside world because you have all the love you need on the inside. But you can want then love on the outside, but you find that 10-course meal with the 2 desserts on the inside, you feel full and whole, and then people on the outside bring you 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th dessert, and it's above and beyond. You're like, "Oh, I could always make room for dessert, sure." And then when they're like, "No, I'm not gonna give you 7th dessert," you're like, "Thank you." And they're like, "What?" You're like, "I was full." I was like, "I don't know if I could have another dessert, so thank you." And you sincerely mean it, that you're just not impacted by it because you're full on the inside, if that makes sense. All right, Rhonda. So that's what they have, my dear. Hang in there. Much love to you. All right. So, Butterfly A, you are up next. Excuse me. So, a lot of people have been reaching out and been very on. So you became mean back. You don't mean to, but you get triggered. Why why are you being triggery? All right. Well, let's take a look here and see what spirit wants you to know, butterfly. So on, do you mean like they are just like hyper? Or sassy, or what's going on here? Well, let's take a look. Okay. Well, we do hear the moon, of course, very emotional energy here, and we just have had this eclipse here with Scorpio and Pluto, so we have a lot of underlying things in the astrology that are impacting you. So, if this isn't something that is normally you, which I don't feel it is, but you have these triggers happening. Pluto went retrograde last Monday. Um, Not this Monday, but the Monday before. And then last Friday, of course, we had the eclipse in Scorpio, which Pluto rolls over Scorpio. And we're in Mercury retrograde. So until like 4 or 5 days from now. So that's impacting communication, which is the Ace of Swords. So there's a lot of energy about rah, 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 a lot of stuff happening in all of that. And it's all the energy that we're all dealing with. So you don't mean to, and it's like, well, this stuff is coming up. So sometimes just knowing, like I've had friends that have contacted me in the past and they were just like, why am I so why am I wanting rah, rah, rah? And I go, well, it's a full moon today. And they're like, oh, I go look out the window and they're like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. And then they calm down. They go, why am I getting all hairy and growing teeth? Excuse me. Because you're turning into a werewolf because it's a full moon. And they're like, oh, and just knowing it sometimes is like, oh, okay. And then they weren't aggressive anymore. But so that might help, just knowing that there's a lot of emotion underneath. The moon is about the subconscious. That's a lot of stuff below the surface, some unknown things that are bubbling up. So knowing that, you can limit your communication uh, until you kind of look into that. Mercury does go. It goes into its post shadow around the 15th or 16th, and then all the way June 1st is still in its post shadow. The further we get away from the 15th, the easier it becomes and the communication becomes more clearly. It goes fully back direct on June 1st. Um, I won't go into the reason of pre-shadow and all that stuff, but just know that it's not quite back to its regular self till June 1st, but 15th is the magical day, and the further you get away from that, you probably feel a lot less. And then the eclipse energy will start waning as well, so you won't be feeling so agitated, but you're having like lower subconscious surgery. We all are, and so people are being punchy, and so are you, right? And so that's what's happening. Cut yourself some slack with the Ace of Swords, but this allows you to connect to the higher realms, see things from a place of unconditional love, and cut away fears. Triggers are fears. And so, um, what we can do is, these people reaching out to you are on purpose for a purpose, and our triggers are happening inside of us. So they're being a mirror for us, and we're being a mirror for them. We don't have any idea what they are seeing when they look in the mirror of us, but you're recognizing your trigger, and then you can, once you're away from and not talking to them anymore, um, then you can just take some deep breaths and come to this place and go, okay, what was I fearing in this moment? Why? What's this fear trigger? Because that's what a trigger is. It's a fear. It's either every moment's either of unconditional love or fear of losing conditional love, fear of failure, fear of something like that. And we can just look at it and go, oh, okay, I see what this is. This is, because I feared that this means this about me, but it doesn't. It's a whisper. It's something that we were taught growing up that isn't true. And then we're just like, oh, okay. So that's one less trigger, or it won't trigger you as much next time. And the more it's triggered, the more you question it, and it becomes a new habit of when someone says something, you're just like, oh, because when someone comes up to me and says, I think you're an alien, I don't get triggered by it. I'm kind of like, you're probably right. I probably am an alien. I've always felt that way. I don't take it personally because I don't really believe it, in a bad way. But if someone would have come up to me and says, I don't believe you're lovable, somewhere deep inside there, our little inner child is going, they're right. That's why I used to get triggered by when people, I'd interpret what someone is saying that it meant that. But then as we find our self-love and we, remove these triggers, people will say stuff and it won't trigger us anymore. So it's happening for you. And it's part of your transformation with all this transformational energy with Pluto and Scorpio. So that's what's going on, my dear. So, you know, you're in it with everyone else. So you don't have to beat yourself up about it. Like I said, use your use your beautiful Ace of Swords to cut yourself some slack because you deserve it. All right. And that's what they have for you, butterfly. So many blessings to you. All right. And we'll continue moving down the free list here. And we are to self love. Hello, self love. And we were just talking about transformation journey that you're going through. Yeah, we all are right now, right? Excuse me. So, what does spirit want you to know around this transformational journey that we've been going through, besides what we were just talking about with butterfly, right? All this Pluto and Scorpio energy here. Yeah, I like this here. The nine is the hermit's journey, and the nine of wands here is all about your energetic adventure of realizing what of some old emotions that you have had. I'm so sorry. And this seven of cups is this emotional, firestorm or emotional churning that's been going on, but it's revealing to you some old emotions that no longer serve you, that you're getting ready to let go of. And I like this, that they're like, aha, I must. It's funny that they're showing me, um, if you're into Harry Potter, they're showing me when they would look into that little memories, and they would take the memories out of their brain and put them down and be able to see things. And I feel like that's what you're doing here. You're looking back and putting some old memories in and looking at them and reviewing them and seeing them more clearly from a third person point of view. You're able to see things differently because you're not who you were back when those emotions happened. I almost feel like this is the Six of Cups, which is the nostalgia. You've been looking at some old memories and transforming them, and it's just like, even this, the way she's responding, "Oh, look at that." And with that, it's allowing you to remove some barriers that you've had before. Getting all choked up. So I like this. It's very transformative. It's very empowering. You're seeing some of these old memories that you're looking back at, and you're seeing them from the perspective of unconditional love. And because you're realizing every moment is either of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. And when you look at a memory and you took it as a painful memory, you're seeing the other person's actions now from a different point of view. You're seeing that that person, when they said what they said or did what they did, it was they were in fear. They were not in unconditional love, so they were in fear. Their little inner child, it was like a 2-year-old was coming out of them, and they felt unsafe and out of control, and they were doing whatever they felt they needed to do to feel safe and in control again. Because when the human goes into fight or flight mode, this intelligent, compassionate, loving part of us gets kicked out of the control room, and there's a 2-year-old there, and usually with their cat, and the cat hisses and attacks or hisses and runs away, and that's what happens. And we just happen to get hit by this little 2-year-old's actions, and we start to realize this wasn't about me. This was about them freaking out. Like when you swim out to rescue someone who's drowning, they're panicking, right? They might smack us upside the head or see us and grab us and pull us under the water. We think they're murdering us. And why are you hitting me? And we realize, oh, they were just panicking. We get them back to shore, and you see the human, that intelligent, compassionate, loving person return. And they're not this crazy animal that was freaking out, right? So you are in this transformation, you're seeing these old memories that they don't mean what they meant before. You're seeing things from this greater, higher perspective as this powerful person you are, going, that wasn't about me, that was about them. So you're thinking of the situation differently, thinking of them differently, but more so thinking of yourself differently. And I feel like this is what is going on. So that's what they have for you, self love. So many blessings to you. Enjoy your transformational journey. We all are. Yeehaw. All right, Stella, you are up next. I apologize here. So, what significant changes um, May, June, and July is bringing in your life? Or May, June, and July? Just the next 3 months. We'll see. What do they want you to know here? So, what significant changes? Oh, all right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Wow. So, a couple of things here. You've got the magician and you've got the divine counterpart, the high priestess. So, one, I feel like that you are going to be really meeting someone that feels very much like a counterpart for you. The high priestess, very intuitive. She's the divine feminine, of course, steps back into her temple, connects to the higher realms, dives deep, very powerful emotional energy. Well, the magician is, of course, the divine masculine part of that, where they are, here's this infinity symbol, they are able to bring in the energy up above, and they're a conduit, and they bring it down here into the earth. So very powerful, action oriented, and divine feminine is the receiver, right? So I feel like this does have to do with an important partnership that comes in, that you just feel like it's someone that gets you, whether it's romantic or best friend or whatever. I feel like this definitely comes in. The other thing is that, the divine feminine is like the chalice. We ask a wish of, we feel like there's nothing we can do around a situation, and we just ask the creator, mother and father of all things, help. And then they fill us up, right? So there's not a whole lot we can do. It's being able to be a receiving vessel, right? But you also have the magician card, which is your power that you can step forward and you can do things. So with getting these both, it's this balance of divine masculine and feminine. Do the actions that you can do, but then also allow yourself to receive for the things that you can't. So it's knowing what you're able to do, knowing your limitations, but asking spirit to help you. Don't, try to do everything on your own, because you can't do everything on your own. Do what you can, and then become the chalice and allow spirit to come in. Ask of your own free will for spirit to assist you. They definitely will, but they don't meddle with our free will. They honor it. And so if we don't ask them for help, they're just like, well, it's like a little 2-year old that wants to, you know, pour milk for the first time from the jug into their cereal. And we honor that, right? We're like, well, do you want to learn? And so that's what spirit does, go, yeah, I know you want to learn, you want to grow, you want to try things on your own. So we'll go get the mop and we'll go get the paper towels. We'll prepare for the mess that's about to be made. But while they're pouring, if they're like, "Oh, help," they'll grab and help so that it doesn't have to spill, right? But if we don't ask and they're like, "Oh, good, good, good," and here's a gallon of milk, where most of it's not in the bowl, you know. So I like this for you. I feel like it's a very empowering time, both that you're finding this wonderful partnership of counterpart, but also that you're stepping into your power, realizing what you can do and step forward and do. And you're not afraid, but you're also able to ask and feel like you deserve to receive. So, very empowering months coming in here. And I like that for you. So, hopefully, that resonates for you, Stella. And that's what they have right now. So, many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. And so, High Priest Girl, you would like to know the next 15 days. Let's take a look here. See, what is the next 15 days bringing in here? Wow, another divine pair here. So you've got both the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Sacred Circles, and the King of Sacred Circles. So you've got both this divine counterpart here. So I feel like the next 15 days here is a very abundant feeling, new birth, mother nature, mother nurture, but also stepping into this wonderful new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world. I feel like, just like we talked about with Stella, with she had the divine counterpart, the divine feminine, divine masculine coming in. This is, I feel, in the outside world that you do have this counterpart that comes in that makes you feel like it's someone that really gets you in the outside world, and it doesn't mean it has to be romantic, but it definitely is this special friendship that comes in, or connection definitely with someone where just like they get me, and I like that for you. So it is this, movement of mother nature, mother nurture, taking care of you, understanding your worth in relationship to the outside world. It does take a heightened activity, because the King of Pentacles, of course, has been through all, and the Queen almost has been through all of the Pentacles adventure and journey, but the King is the highest one, right, in the suit, and they've gone through all of this outside stuff, and so there's a lot of wisdom that they bring in, and the stability where they're looking inward for their worth instead of for the outside world. Because when the King learned, when he went through the Four of Pentacles part of their journey, that when they define themselves by the outside world, they felt very unstable, because they're taught to define themselves by relationships, situations, and things. And all those are unstable in the outside world, because people change, they pass away, they walk away. So relationships are very much unstable. Situations like our jobs and our education and all that never stay the same. And things, our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions break down, blow up, burn down, stolen, deteriorate, right? And so we eventually they turn inward and upward to find that which is the only thing we really find in this realm that's stable, which is the unconditional eternal love of the higher realms that we can feel in this realm. And it's what we're really thirsting after. We find that wholeness and that completeness, and it changes our whole way of looking at the outside world. It truly becomes super abundant instead of lacking and falling short, because we're trying to find unconditional love out there, which we can only find in here. And so instead of it always falling short, we find what we need in here. They're just above and beyond extra. and then it feels that way. So I feel like the next 15 days has a lot to do with the outside world and worth and how we're relating to it, but a lot of new birth and a lot of new abundant feelings that are coming in too. So I like that for you, High Priest Girl, and that's what they have for you right now. So many, many blessings to you. And Bella Bala, you are up next. You want to know what is coming towards you? Let's take a look here. Okay. So let's take a look here. Hmm. Well, you've got this balancing coming in here. You've got the Six of Pentacles, which is three on each side, which is a balancing of giving and receiving. And you have the Justice card too, which is all about the balancing, right? Libra energy, the yin yang. They usually have scales somewhere. Yeah, they're down here. So we've got the scales. And this has to do here with this Ace of Swords that they have, which allows you to see things from a higher perspective and from a place of unconditional love. And it's a double-edged sword because that's where the balancing comes in. We're given a lot of beliefs around what we're able to receive in life, but the there's so many of our fears that are rooted in losing conditional love and the worth that we feel that we have. It happens here. The Six of Pentacles is this over giving, out of balanced giving type of card. And I talk about it a lot on this channel because it comes through a lot of readings because it's like our society, you know, is designed that way these days where we feel we have to give so much when we're younger to receive so little back. It's the rate of love exchange, right? And whoever it was when we were younger, parents are usually the usual suspects because they're trying to do so much and they don't have a whole lot of time. And we're battling probably with siblings and life to try to get attention, and we don't get a whole lot, but we give, 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 give like 1,000 love coins, and we get one love coin back. And we don't know any better as children. So that out of balanced rate of exchange just seeps down into our subconscious, and then it's there until we bring it back up. And that's what's happening here with these two cards is that you are having this balancing coming in here. The scales are way out of balance, that 1,000 to 1, and even though consciously we're like, no, no, I want to receive, but people just don't give to me. Well, it's because our inner child is in control of our subconscious and it's going, keeping track. And it's going, you only have 800. You don't have 1,000 yet. So you don't deserve a coin yet. And that out of balance is all working. And when we bring it up into our consciousness and think back and go, who is it that I had to over give to? Could be grandparents as well, or teachers, coaches, whoever it was. You're going to be like, ding, ding, ding. I remember who it was. I know I felt I wanted their attention and I could never get it. I had to overdo things. Then when we realize it, this little edit button appears in our consciousness, right? Because we're bringing it from the subconscious to the conscious. We're able to go back and delete those zeros, bring it down from 1 to 1,000 to 1 on 1, click save, and then that changes things. So I feel like this is the big balancing of things that are coming in here for you, and it's going to impact your life. You're going to be like, wow, you're not going to realize these force fields that your inner child was keeping love and abundance and opportunities away. But once we make that and consciously think about who was it that I had to overgive to when I was younger, then those force fields fall and this abundance floods in. So that's what's coming towards you if you will do that conscious reflection of that. And I like that for you, Bella Bella. So many, many blessings to you. That is what they have for you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. And I'm about an hour and 40 minutes. Well, I've been about here, hour and a half. About have another half hour that I'll be on here. So I'm going to try to get through as many free readings as I can. And I will If you do want to make sure that I go deeper into your reading, um, or that I complete it in this session, then a donation of any kind, I do honor those, and I will complete them in this section. But since I'm down to my last half hour, I'm gonna try and just do like a more of a lightning round where instead of picking two cards, I'm going to pick one card for each of the remaining free readings so I can try to get through as many as I can for you guys. So, healing vibes will pull here and anything that you need to know. So, what does Spirit want you to know here? All right, it's this one right here. And you have the Four of Staves, the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands represents joy and celebration, but stabilized energy as well. So I like this for you. I feel like there's an important event coming up for you. And whatever this event is, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I should go or not, I don't know if I should attend, whether it's a wedding or a party or a dinner party or something. I really feel that it's important that you go because it is going to be a source of joy and celebration for you. I know I'm a huge introvert, and an introvert's favorite plans are canceled plans. But for you, don't cancel. Go for this because it's an important event that's coming in your life here. It brings in wonderful, like joy and celebration and connections. It's going to be something that impacts you going forward. So, like, you'll meet someone there. I don't know if it'll be romantic, but it's definitely an important uh, friendship or relationship for your life that you do meet at this event, whether it's going to a concert, whatever it is, go to it, do it, don't cancel, do it. And that's what's coming through for you, healing vibes. So I like it for you. So many blessings, or even if it's training of some kind too. Um, not training, but like a class or something, whatever this event, it's a gathering of some sort. All right, so Miss Draw, you are up next. So, message from the divine. Let's take a look here. They want this one right here for you. Wow, boom. If you're going to get a card, this is the card to get. Sun, boom, one of the most bright, exciting, victorious cards. It shines bright light. It's very Leo energy for you, too, which has to do with like this childlike wonder. And I feel like it's an important time to focus on joy and celebration. Why are you being so serious, right? I feel like there's the Leo is, you know, very fiery, very let's go do things. It is the inner child, but I feel like they're saying enough of the shadow work for this moment, enough of all this. It's time for some joy, some rest and relaxation, but some enjoyment as well. So I like that for you, Ms. Draw. It's like it's time to go do some fun stuff. Call up that friend that you haven't talked with in a while and said, it's time to go out, even if it's just out to dinner and to go have fun, go to in a movie. It's definitely about getting out and not being serious. It's time to laugh until your belly hurts. And I like that. So that's what they have for you, Miss Draw. So many blessings to you. All right, cheery angel guidance to further your path. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. Let's see what we have here. All right, here it is. Well, you have the Justice card here. So I do like this. Again, Libra energy. We've got the yin yang up here. The Ace of Swords is about seeing things from the higher perspective. The balancing of the scales. We are given a ton of supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, musts in our life growing up. Right? It's all these small t truths rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. The Justice card comes in going, we need to balance that. You've had enough of that. Now it's time to connect to this higher realm from a place of unconditional love. See things from that higher perspective and start slicing away these fears that no longer serve. We put a lot of these um thoughts in place, these rules in place because we had an emotion that we didn't like. It felt uncomfortable. we either got punished or we lost praise. And we created a construct around it of thoughts like, okay, these are my roles because I don't want to feel that way again. Then we have more. But it's like a baby gate, a baby gate on stairs on the top and bottom are good. It keeps the baby safe. But when the baby is an adult, the baby gate becomes a hassle of opening and closing, and it's time to remove those. They're not needed anymore because we don't need them anymore. We don't need those to make us feel safe because we've learned to walk. We've learned not to fall downstairs, at least more than a baby would fall down the stairs. So I like that for you. And that's what they have for you right now. It's connecting to those truths and cutting away these beliefs and thoughts that no longer serve you. So that is what's coming in for you, Cherry. So many blessings to you. And we are to Courtney Cooper. So, how does Marquita's ex Nikki feel about you? All right, let's take a look here. Well, we've got the Princess of Stabs. This is the Page of Wands, which is a lot of new passion and new drive. And I feel like that's how they see you. They see you as the new passion. They see you as someone who very much steps into their power, very fiery. It's like fire signy, where they just see you as someone who expresses themselves, very exciting, very energetic, go, 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 very passionate person. And so they see you as this. And, you know, I just feel like there is this um, not jealousy, envy, because they're like, that's who they see this in you because it's something that they want for themselves, but it's something that they haven't been. So I see that there. I don't feel like they're hateful or anything like that. It's just envious. It's just more of like, wow, I wish I could be like you in this way. These things that they see in you because they see them as maybe they're not as outgoing. They're kind of quiet and back where, and they wish they could be so energetic and outgoing, but they're kind of reserved. They see you as brave and going forward. They've kind of restrictive and have fears, more so. So I feel like that's the kind of energy that they pick up with you, Courtney. So that's what they have. So many blessings to you. We'll continue moving down the list here. And so, Princess Pinky, you want to know Aquarius's feelings for you? All right. Well, this is the one right here. Came flying out. So they're here. I just feel the Three of Pentacles. They're in this place of just trying to be their authentic selves, and I feel like they're really zeroed in. I mean, we even have the Star card here, which is Aquarian energy here. That star is in the major arcana. I feel like they are really drawn in right now of focusing in on them, wanting to be their authentic self, expressing themselves, doing the things that they're wanting to be doing. So I must feel like they are feeling a little pressured of having expectations on who they're supposed to be and should be and need to be. And that's, being an Aquarian sun, I know when we start to have people telling us who they want us to be and how we're failing, we're headed out the door. We're headed into going, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm going to be me. If you don't like it, too bad. That's how we can get. Because it's like cornering an animal, you know. So I feel like right now they're in this protective mode, but they're focused in on them and trying to accomplish things and be their authentic self. So I kind of feel like they kind of are reserved in this moment here. With all this energy going on right now too, with the Pluto in retrograde and Scorpio, because Pluto rolls over Scorpio, it's the planet of death and rebirth and transformation. And so there's a lot of we're in with Mercury retrograde still going on. We're all being pulled inward and really reflecting on ourselves. So I would not put too much into it right now with what they're feeling, because I feel like they are doing major inner reflective stuff, which Aquarius, being a air sign, will go into their head and be thinking. So if you're like, I don't feel like they're feeling anything, or they're just nothing's happening. Well, it's because, like when you load a new program and you see it spinning, that's kind of what's going on right now. So that's what they have for you, Princess Pinky. So hang in there. So many blessings to you. All right. And we are done to Shiv Shakti. And you want to know you're um, thinking about choosing um Shah Shahrukh. I'm probably mispronounced that. My apologies. How will this go? Let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want you to know? Okay. They want this one right here. Death, rebirth, endings, and new beginnings. So, you know, I feel like it's going to it's not going to go the way that you are thinking here, because with this rebirth, I feel like you don't get what you're wanting, but it allows a new change regarding it. Either it's going to, just end it, and you're going to move forward and you're going to be happy about it because it's sending you in the direction that you really are wanting to go. Um, or it just takes it to a new level. But I feel more that it's not going to turn out the way that you're wanting it to here, but it is for you, when whatever is meant for us never passes us by. So if it passes us by, it passes us for a reason, because there's something even more in alignment with what we're wanting further down the path. So if we're like, oh, that wasn't them, all right, well then who is it? There's someone else. There's something else that's more exciting in alignment. So I feel like, we have a lot of fears about stepping forward and either sharing feelings or doing whatever. And if we're like, you know what, um, go for it. We have fears of failing, fears of what people will think, but we're like, well, then we've just failed to live. All worrying does is cheat us out of, a wonderful opportunity. In fact, I read something about worry here. What did it say? Oh yeah, worrying doesn't stop the bad stuff. It just stops us from enjoying the good stuff. And Abraham Hicks also said, worrying is using our imagination to create something we don't want. It's like, yeah, what are we worried about? Let's go. Let's make leaps and enjoy life. And, we'll all make a pact. We're not going to judge each other. We're just going to encourage one another to make leaps and enjoy life. But that's what I feel is coming through for you, Shiv Shakti. So many blessings to you. All right. So let's take a look here. All right. LA, you're so funny. Okay, we did that. We did that. All right. Creative arts. We are to you. And you want to know, can you get a channeled message from Be Your Lover? Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what comes through here. So we are doing a lightning round to try to get through as many as we can here. So we're just going to be pulling one card. Well, we've got the Three of Swords, which represents heartache and fear of failing. Expectations equal disappointment, and I feel like there's some disappointments in their life. I don't feel like these have to do with you either, though. I feel like they've had some heartaches, some disappointments that have happened, and I feel like they are kind of like they don't share a whole lot, right? I feel like they just kind of try to work out everything on their own, and they just feel like they complaining. I feel like when they were growing up that they were told, quit your crying, quit your belly aching, blah, 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 walk it off. And so I feel like they have these things, these heartaches and these fears. Um, and, um, and that's why they hold them inside and they don't share a whole lot. So I feel like it's important for you to know that, um, that that's what they were taught. They weren't taught to share their feelings. They were taught to do it all on their own, to not share a whole lot. And um and um that's why it feels like they don't maybe come across as vulnerable, because they were taught not to be. that you can't, and so I feel like this is like the message that they want you to know right now. So that is what they have for you, creative arts. So hang in there. Many blessings. Send lots of love to them. All right. And Ms. P, you'll be my next free lightning round reading, but I do have a donation. Thank you so much, Gemini Sun, Aquarius Moon. So you want to know, Will D and you have an opportunity to see each other on this Saturday. Let's take a look here. All right. So what else here? What does that mean? I'm just kidding. All right. Whoa, all right. So let's take a look here, see what all of these are. Wow. A lot of tens here. So the first cards that came out here, we've got the 10 of swords, which here they have here. Oh, I hear you. So you have the 10 of swords, which is, letting go of expectations and, endings and new beginnings. The full card is all about this adventure without a whole lot of expectations. Just try to let the expectations go and enjoy the adventure. I know it starts to become where you feel like you're trying to fit each other in between the important things, but um I feel like it's going to be worth it. It's just like for now they're saying just go with the flow, because you do end up here. I mean, the Hanged Man is about, it takes time, gestation, right, for birth, but the 10 of Pentacles, abundance, abundance, abundance. It's like it's worth it. It's worth the wait. It just feels like there's a lot of energy here. We've got the King of Staves, which is the King of Wands, and the King of Cups, of course. So two, energies here, a lot of emotion, a lot of fire and passion, but behind them both they have, air, which is, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. The kings get that, right? So there is this balancing that comes in here between heart and mind, and between passion and mind. And it's like, I know, you know, we will see each other, but I just want to, I'm becoming impatient, right? But and I know, I've had friends who've had, children, and they get to the point, seventh month, eighth months, where they don't have any room. They're like, "Get this baby out of me!" And I feel like it's getting to that point where it's like these schedules are not, working out here. But I almost feel this, you know, it's very much the full card is, and that 10 of swords is, try to let all the expectations go, enjoy it, and go with the flow. Try not to have control over it. But we also have the King of Wands, which is about taking one's energy, focusing one's energy. If we focus on what we're missing, we will push it further away because we're telling the universe, I enjoy missing things, so let me miss more. Or there's something I hate in my life. We're telling the universe, I enjoy hating things. Can you give me more to hate, please? But instead, we focus on gratitude. We focus on what we're grateful for. Then we're telling the universe, hey, I enjoy being grateful for things. Can I have more to be grateful for? And it brings it, right? So I feel like there is this, you know, energy, managing our energy coming in here. But also, it's like, can, with opposite schedules, if we really want to see each other, can we take a half day off from work or something, right? Do we have the possibility to do something like that, um, and make that happen? It isn't any the human strong suit, patience, isn't it? It's funny, our souls enjoy the journey and the process and the waiting, because on the other side, we don't get to experience patience. We don't have to. We want to go, I wonder what it's like over there. Psh, we're there. We want to know something. Psh, we know it. But here it's the journey. It's the scavenger hunt that's exciting to our soul, but to our human, it drives us nuts because it's not normal for us to feel this way. And that's why it feels so uncomfortable. But enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. It is definitely worth it. Um, with these cards, it's almost like they're saying, I know, ugh, the journey, the to let all the expectations go with the flow, focus your energy, focus your what on gratitude, right? Not what we're missing and not having, but focus on gratitude and see what happens. I feel like they're saying, let it all go and witness this power that you have of, I'm going to let go of expectations, not focus on what I'm not getting, but focus on what I do want and what I'm grateful for, and then watch things unfold. But I also like that King of Wands saying that, that's us taking our energy, you know into our power, right? And then, not that we're trying to control it, but if we're able to do something like go, you know what? If I take a half day on this day, are you able to take a half day? And you're like, yeah, we can go hang out. If they're like, oh, I'm too busy, it's like, what are you gonna do? Yeah. I know, it's them, what are you gonna do? But so that's what's happening. I know. I feel like they're not saying yes or no because I feel like this is a learning opportunity. If you focus your energy on what you're grateful for, I am grateful for the time and let me release those expectations that maybe something happens, right? But I feel like they are focusing on that. So that's what they have for you right now, Gemini, Sun, Aquarius, Moon. Thank you again so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. So Kanya Shri Kumar, thank you for much for your donation. And you want to know, what is Naved thinking about you? All right, let's take a look here. See what do they want you to what are they thinking about you right now? All right. And of course, when we ask about what other people are thinking of us, an important thing to remember is that what people think of us, like if they think we're amazing, it's because they're recognizing the thing within them. If they see something in us that's not flattering, it's because they're seeing it in themselves, right? When a monkey looks in a mirror, it sees a monkey. When a lion looks in a mirror, it sees a lion, right? So let's take a look here. And so, what are they thinking about you right now? Well, we've got the Prince of Cups, which is the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. So, there is emotion that is flowing in here. And you've also got the Prince of Sacred Circles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. So, they have emotion that's moving, but they also are moving very slow. Slowest moving knight out of them all, right? We've got the Knight of I'm sorry, the 9 of Sacred Circles, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So they do see you here. I mean, they have emotions that are flowing, but they also see you as an individual who is really standing on their own. You're really you're going through this transformation of relating your worth in a different way to the outside world. It's like you're in this inner journey here with spirit, discovering who you are, who you want to be. And there's almost this energy that they pick up from you of that you don't necessarily need anyone. There's like this confidence that's building there that they see here. And again, if this is what they see in themselves, this is what they're seeing in you. And so they like that. They like this confidence. They like this standing on your own, that I don't need anyone, but I want you, kind of energy. It's not a I need you to complete me. It's like I am whole in myself, but maybe we can hang out. Maybe we can have something. They do see it here as very fortunate with the Wheel of Fortune. They see that eventually things will unfold. That, because these two cards came out together with the Knight of Pentacles is the slow movingness. The wheels are turning, but they're turning very, very slow. It's not like a, it's more of a click, click. And so I feel like they're trying to figure things out. I feel like that Nine of Sacred Circles is something that they're trying to find within themselves as well, and that they're trying to have unfold. They're trying to find their worth in relationship to the outside world. And so I feel like that's why they're seeing it in you, is because they're trying to get that confidence too. So I feel like there's just, they see it moving in the future, but I feel like they're just taking their time because they're waiting to see things. They're waiting to discover things about themselves too. So there is emotion there, but I feel like things are being drawn out. And whenever like we're talking about relationship things, and we get like a Knight of Pentacles or these patience cards that come in, it happens on purpose, for a purpose for us, because it gives us the opportunities to raise our self-love and focus on raising that up, because we can't love other people more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent we love ourselves. Because if we love ourselves that much, no matter how much love we want to push out, it's just going to drip out, right? And no matter how much love they want to give us, it's just going to trickle in. So the more we raise our self-love by, releasing old thoughts, limiting beliefs about ourselves that no longer serve us, and release emotions that no longer serve us, the more we expand our self-love, the more we can love the human in our life, humans, but also it's a win-win because we get all this love from above as well. So that is what is coming through, Sukanya. So many blessings to you. Again, thank you for your donation. And I do have another donation coming in. Thank you so much, June, for yours. And you want to know what are Eric's what is Eric thinking about you? Oh, all right. Let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? What is Eric thinking about you? How does he really feel about you? And who knows? Maybe he has a split personality. So you Gemini? Whoa. Let's take a look here. So let's see what we got here. Yeah, I see. So got the Six of Cups. Six of Cups does say that it's the feelings are mutual. Three cups on either side. It could be a nostalgia and blah 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 card, but I just feel like it's three cups on each side. That there's equally shared emotions between the both of you here, because you have the Princess of Cups, which is the Page of Cups, which is this, you know, um, new love that comes in, this loving energy, so, that's definitely there. But I feel here the Seven of Sacred, this is the Seven of Pentacles. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So I feel like that's when you're seeing, you know, you sense attraction, but then there's just like, well, why is it taking so long? Well, they kind of move slow here. But I feel like you're going to have this change here very, very soon, because we got the Eight of Wands, which is fast moving, passionate, energy, fast, 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 fast movement. And the Ace of Sacred Circles is the Ace of Pentacles, bringing in new opportunity in your guys' outside world. So I feel like there's going to be this opportunity, yeah, where the passion is made known here, but it's been taking its good old time here. But I do feel here with the Six of Cups, it's mutual. And we've got the, Page of Cups, which is new love, new emotion, that's there. but that it just takes its time to unfold. Um, and but I feel like it will spark here very soon. The Eight of Wands is fast moving energy. It's almost like the Knight of Wands, where it's fast moving, but it does open. There's a new opportunity that opens up here where feelings are made known. Both you to them and them to you. So whatever this is that comes up here, let me see if they'll give me anything about what this event is. Okay, see. Card come flying out here. Yeah. Ace of Wands. Passion, new passion too. So it does have a new opportunity of new passion that comes in. So whatever it is, that definitely is coming up here, and it sparks things. So whatever this event is, it feels like it's mutual, but yeah, that seven of pentacles is that things go slow on purpose for a purpose. Like I was just talking with Sukanya, when we get the seven of pentacles or the knight of pentacles or the hanged man or temperance, there's a few patience cards that come out, and whenever they come out around emotion and relationship type stuff, it's like things go slow for us to raise our love vibration, to help us, you know, cut out thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve us and emotions that no longer serve us, so that we don't bring them in and our love vibrations higher, and it's a different type of relationship rather than doing what we've always done and getting what we've always gotten, right? You know me. You know me too well, June. I'm like, well, I just one more card. But yeah, you know, so I feel like that they're saying it's slow and it's unfolding, but it's the time for you to work on your self-love, and they're working on theirs, so that when it does happen, it's more of a higher vibration than the other past, types of relationships, because you're done doing what you always did and getting what you've always gotten. So you're releasing things and doing your shadow work, getting rid of the stuff. Going, why do I have this thought? Why do I have these fears? Why do I have these things? I do not want to bring these in to this new relationship that will unfold. I don't want it, to have it end like the other ones did, right? You're like, I want something new. I'm just tired of fast food. I want a home cooked meal. And that's what's happening. So that is what is coming right now in June. So that is what they have. Many blessings to you. Hang in there. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Appreciate that. Alrighty. Let's see. We had left off with Ms. P. Hello, hello. So, what do you need to know that's coming your way this week? All right, let's take a look here. You do have this opportunity to walk away from some emotions or for a relationship or friendship or, with someone. And it's for you. You're able to let them go, leave things behind, because you're moving into something that's more in alignment with wish fulfillment, with emotional fulfillment. So you're able to leave behind these. It's either an emotion, like a memory, from the past, something that used to trigger you, or it's actually you're ready to go and just release a friendship, release a relationship, whether it is friend, family, romantic, work, whatever, where I feel like it's one where you give and you give and you give and you give, and you get a very little back. And you're just like, you know what? If I stop trying, would they even, how long would it take for them to go realize I am not reaching out to them, type of thing. And I feel like you've invested enough energy in it where it's time for you to stop investing the energy into the black hole, and you get to, whether it's a relationship or an emotion, you're done. You get that energy back. So that's what I feel they have for you this week, Ms. P. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. So VD Jalan, hello. So what does the remaining month of May have in store for you? Well, you've got the Three of Swords, and the Three of Swords has to do with you becoming aware of some fears you have around being disappointed or disappointing someone else. So there is this awareness, and because you're tired, of feeling this fear of letting someone down, because of the past you've had, people blame you for letting them down, those types of things. And it's like, usually this is a huge heart with three swords stuck in it, which is this awareness of it's a facade. Heartbreak is really fear. Whenever we it's like when someone scares us and we're like, that fear, that prick in our heart, that's what heartbreak is. But it's just looping over and over and over again because it's emotional, and we don't take an exit ramp. We just keep rehearsing it in our minds, right? And when we realize that our heart can never be broken, it's too powerful, but that it's fear of losing conditional love, fear of not being loved again, fear of failure, what all this stuff means. When we face them, we're able to remove and take out those swords out of our heart, where we're like, I don't have to be scared of this anymore. So I feel like there is this transformation that you're going through, some understanding around your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets from the past, that that's what is unfolding here for the rest of May for you. And if you haven't checked out your May, I have the playlist of by each individual zodiac sign. I post it at the very top, and I will post it again when I'm closing out this session. Or if you go to my main page, the playlists are there, and just check out your May monthly for your zodiac sign. It also has in there all the different planets. So if you know the zodiac sign for your planet, and then you want to see a particular area of your life, you can check out that video too. It's pretty cool. All right, meeting. So that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. Continue looking down the list here. Okay, we did that. We did that. So make sure I'm not skipping over anyone. So now, Jot Singh, you want to know about reconciliation with Mayhawk. Apologies if I'm messing those names up. I'm sure I am. So apologies. And you want to know if reconciliation is possible. It is possible, but the Seven of Swords here, swords are our thoughts, our beliefs, our mindsets, our attitudes, our expectations, type of thing. And, there is this, you know, it's usually the deceiver card, the thievery card. It's usually what of our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are thieving from us, but it's the deceiver card. And with this reconciliation, I just feel like spirit is going, you don't want reconciliation with them because they hide things, they're not honest, there's things that they're doing that you don't know about, and it's for your highest experience not to be with them. So I would say that it's possible, but spirit, like your spiritual team, your spirit guides are going, they're like waving you off. Don't do it. Don't do it. So that is what is coming through for you, Navjot. So hang in there. Many blessings. There's something much more that you deserve in your future. So I would not pursue reconciliation by that card. All right. So many blessings to you, Navjot. And then Demetra, hello, hello. You'd like a general. So let's take a look here. Let me just make sure here. Okay. So a general. Let's see what we've got here. Well, you've got the Prince of Sacred Circles, which would be the Knight of Pentacles in the standard tarot. And so this is that life is kind of going along a little slow. It's almost like watching the grass grow. I feel like you might feel like someone sat on the remote, control and hit slow play, where you're like, "Why is it moving frame by frame?" Well, and Spirit has done this on purpose for a purpose for you, because the other thing, all nights are on a quest, and this night is on a quest for the Ace of Pentacles, which is about discovering your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. And so things are going slow because they're wanting you to do a lot of inner reflection and looking into defining yourself, your self-worth from your capital S self, inward and upward, connecting there. Because when you define yourself by the outside world, that's retail price. That's how much we're worth to other people. And that is fluctuating up and down and unstable because um, it's that's what retail is. It depends on where and what season. So if you're this big warm parka coat in the Antarctica during the winter, you are well sought after and probably the price is raised, right? But if you're that same coat and you're on a tropical island on the equator during the summer, you don't even make it to the clearance rack. You are donated to Goodwill. And so that's the fickleness and the ups and downs and everything of the outside world. And so they're pushing you to look inward and upward to this stable um, thing that you find inside of you, which is the unconditional, eternal love of up above, right? Of spirit, of creator, whatever you believe your higher power to be, right? Because eternal never ends. That's pretty stable. Unconditional, not one condition. So you can never lose it. Very stable. When you define yourself and you find that, then your whole perception of the outside world changes because you're not looking for it to define you. You're finding your wholeness in here, and then the outside world changes. It's no longer lacking and falling short. It's above and beyond and overflowing, and it changes your world. So I feel that's what Spirit has for you right now, Demetra. So many blessings to you. All right, let me just continue looking down here and see where we are at. Appreciate your guys' patience here. Okay, very good there. And Patty, we took care of there. All right, Kavita, I believe we are to you. And so the next 15 days. All right, so let's take a look here. Well, we have the Strength card here. And this card is really about you connecting with your higher self. Here's your human Kavita. Here's your higher self Kavita, which really isn't named Kavita. This is just, you're this lion named Kavita. But it's about you really connecting with your higher self, because the outside world is not fulfilling, right? It's turning you inward and upward. And your higher self is really drawing you to have this conversations, to have these interactions, to have some alone time, getting to really know your powerful self, because you're so much more than this character, that you're playing here, this human character. You are a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. And they're wanting to have this joining together where you can walk hand in paw together and see life in a different way. So I feel like the next 15 days is really some disappointments in the outside world where you're just like, ugh, ugh, and your higher self is wanting you to connect, because you'll step into your power with that. And so that's what I feel is coming through right now, Kavita. So many blessings to you. All right. Shirley Maydor, hello, hello. Why are you giving me all those sweets? Now I want some ice cream. But luckily I don't have any, so we'll settle for an orange when I finish up here. All right, Shirley, you want to know? Can you please tell you how the Leo was feeling when he saw you yesterday? All right, let's take a look here and see what was the Leo feeling, right? Yeah. So what were the feelings here? Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. So I got the Eight of Wands, which is passion, a lot of passion, a lot of movement, a lot of energy, a lot of fire. So they either were really attracted to you or really pissed off. One of the two. I know which one it was. But that's the fieriness. It's like stuff was triggered within them. So they're definitely and a lot of energy, a lot of movement that happened here. So that's the fiery Leo energy that rose within them. So definitely, there were some things triggered within them. Um, of course, we want feelings like love and like and that, but this was attraction. It was just like, you know, which is very Leo, very fire signy. That's what comes to them first because that's their sign. So that is what is coming through, Shirley. So many blessings to you. And we'll continue moving down the list here. Miss Sweet Like Honey, what would DDO be like as a person? All right, let's take a look here. Well, we have the hanged one here, very transformational individual. The hanged man is about they see things from a different perspective, but I feel like they're in the middle of a transformation right now. I feel like they're, moving from like a caterpillar to a butterfly. They're going through this be huge transition in their life, like a baby, like it showed. They have that whole inner experience and then they are move to the outside world for a whole new different experience that's coming in for them. So I feel like they're like who now is not who they will be because they are going through this transformation. But they're evolving. They're changing from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So they're going to come out something that is more agile and less consuming like a caterpillar eats everything. They're more giving. They seek nectar and so I feel like they're going through a transformation right now. So it's like who they are becoming, we don't know yet. So I feel like there is this holding pattern with that, with the hanged one there. So that is what's coming through right now, Miss Sweet Like Honey. So many blessings to you. All right. And KK, you are up next here, but I do have a donation coming in from Nikitha. Hello, hello. So Nikitha, if you want to ask your question there, I am in my over my time, so I'm going fast through the free readings. So I'll do one of those for sake of time while you put your question down there. So KK, will your trip tomorrow help your marriage? We had the Six of Staves. It's the Six of Wands, which is a victory card. You can see so it's a positive card here. So for that, this is a yes card. So it is something that does help. So I like it. Easy breezy. So that's what they have there. All right. And so butterfly, we took care of that. Sukanya. Okay, so we already answered that because you made a donation. Okay, so we're down there. We're down there. Sukanya. All right. So, Afia, you'll be my next free reading. I should be able to get to you guys here because I'm getting toward the bottom. So, Nikitha, thank you for your donation. And you want to know Yogesh's feelings for you. No contact. We happen to see each other today in a session, and there's a. Oh, okay. Let's take a look here. Let's see. What are Yogesh's feelings for you? Okay. What else? All right. All right. Yeah, I can see why you're asking here because you're probably picking up on this. They still have this attraction. The Eight of Wands is this, passion and this physical, attraction to you. But then they also have the Ace of Cups, which they have this new love, this new emotion for a third party situation, like you're saying. So they have this new emotion that's in here but they're conflicted. The 5 of swords are their thoughts, their beliefs, their mindsets, right? So they have the old ways of thinking, but they have the new, and so their mind is conflicted here, of course, between um, between those 2 situations, right? Because they have attraction towards you, but they have love towards the other person. And this is what I'm seeing here. Yeah, yeah, this Ace of Cups here, there is this, or a new love, because you know, the the High Priestess here is secrets, 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 secrets. So they've got attraction for you. So physical attraction, energetic attraction, but they've got emotion for someone else. And the high priestess is a bunch of secrets. So there might even be more than one. But I feel like they have a lot of stuff hidden behind that veil there. And they have these conflicting thoughts. So I don't like them for you, Nikitha. If there's no contact, I would thank the spirit world. Just let it go, because there is just so much hidden with that high priestess. And I just feel like, when you're saying, are they talking to the other girl, I feel like this is a new love, right? And so I'm like, um don't yeah, with spirit, I just feel like they're waving, just saying there's so much unknown there, so many secrets, that it's just, you deserve so much more. I just feel, yeah, yeah, exactly. Thank God it's gone for good. And just know that they are moved out of your life for you to make space for someone else that's more in alignment with your heart and for the direction that your higher self wants to go. Yeah, exactly. So you are very welcome, and thank you so much for your donation. I'm like, yeah, ugh, ugh. Your big brother, but a Zen was kicking in too. I'm like, no, stay away from them. Do not go back. All right. And that is what they have. So again, thank you so much, Nikitha. Hang in there. I'm excited for what's coming down the road for you. All right, Red, thank you so much for your donation as well. And you want to know, what did Taurus think when you first met yesterday? Okay. All right, Red, let's take a look here. So you're attracted to him. Are they romantically interested in you? So let's take a look here. Well, Taurians are ruled by Venus. They like the romance. Let's take a look here and see, though. You know, I feel like they're in this weird place here. I'll show you why. Because we got the Emperor here. We have the King of Sacred Circles, the King of Pentacles, which is the Earth. So this would be, um, their energy. They're earth signs, so they are very grounded, right? So, and then the Emperor is Aries energy, which is also, you've got this king, this very divine masculine energy here. And so they're grounded. They're almost too grounded, though. They've got the Aries energy, which is about newness and new fire. So I feel like there was an attraction there, but I feel like they're in this spot right now where I feel like they are, with the 7 of swords here and the Queen of Swords. 7 of swords is like their drive, I mean, sorry, not their drive, their, thoughts, beliefs, mindsets. It's these beliefs they have that have thieved from themselves, have stolen from themselves in the past. And so it's kept them from acting and, getting involved. I feel like they're so grounded and so just laid back that they don't act a whole lot unless they miss out on things. Again, we have this balancing energy too with the queen because she rolls over swords, but they're also given a second portion of emotions. So there's balancing of heart and mind coming in here. So I feel like with all of this, I feel like there was like attraction, there was a little bit of emotion, but I feel like it just kind of gets muted very much in their life. I just feel like they're just I don't want they what's coming to my mind here, and it's not to say that they are this way, but it's almost like if you've ever met someone who has smoked weed, um, they're just like, "Really? Hey, what's going on?" It's just like things are just really muted, where there's not a whole lot of, they feel things, but there's not a lot of action. There's like they're just really, really laid back, and that's what the picture they're bringing in my head here is that there's some there, but they're just kind of like, yeah, things are just kind of going along. And I just feel like there's not a whole lot of action with them, if that makes sense. It's not that they're not attracted and they don't have things there. I just feel like it's just not a whole lot of movement with them. Uh, and it's not like, I just don't feel like they get it. Like when you're asking if they're romantically interested, it's like undecided. Like they just kind of roll with things. They don't like go, "Oh, I want this and I'm gonna do." It almost feels very, very laid back, if that makes sense. Let's see here. Will they ever have take romantic action towards you? Let's see here. The moon, deep emotion. Um, and it can be phases too. Let me just get clarity real quick here, because that can mean a lot of things here. Well, got the strength card, which again is a lot of internalness here. Okay. It's like eventually we got the prince of staves, which is the king, I mean the knight of wands. So I feel like they're going through a cycle right now where they're very inner focused, but eventually, when the moon is in the right cycle, there is movement of passion that goes there. But I just feel like with this, they're on this inner thing that's going on here. So I don't feel like it'll be anytime soon. I feel like they're so slow moving, and they're doing a lot of internal stuff and just really laid back that they're not really looking outwardly. They're doing a lot of inner stuff with all this, but it feels like down the road, then it moves fast out of nowhere. But I feel like it's down the road, down the road, down the road. So that's what's coming through. I know, I know. Is it worth the wait? Eh, you can see. You can wait and see, and then if you're like, "Nope, boom, done." See what else comes down the road, right? Yeah, because I got the moon card again, all about the cycles. And as we say on this channel, which spirit, whenever we have a delay or things are taking a long time, it happens on purpose for a purpose for us to turn inward and upward to work on our self love. Because when things are going slow like molasses in winter, as they say, it's for us so that we can be working and raising our love vibration while they're doing some inner work. So they're raising their love vibration. So while we're waiting, if we truly want to wait, then we work on our self love so that we can open up our heart more, because we cannot love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than the extent we love ourselves. So if I love myself this much, and no matter how much love I want to give, it's going to drip out. no matter how much love they want to give me, it's just going to trickle in. But if I raise my love vibration here, then also raise it here so I can love, give more floods of love and receive more floods of love as well. So that is what I am feeling with all these cards read. So thank you for your donation once again. I really appreciate it. And hang in there. You are very welcome. All right, Afia, thank you for being a new subscriber. Welcome. And you want to know what is being hidden from you that you need to be aware of? All right. I am kind of doing a lightning round where I'm just pulling one card for the free readings. But I will be back. In fact, excuse me, on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is what I consider the weekends. I'm on twice a day. So I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, both on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings, and then every night, Wednesday through Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you guys want to check back, I'd love to see you again. Afia, and you've got the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets. And the Ace of Swords here, this knight is in pursuit of higher truth, of seeing things from a higher perspective. So when you're asking about what's being hidden from you, there's a different perspective of looking at things because it's a double-edged sword. It allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realms rooted in unconditional love, but it also allows you to slice away and cut away these small t truths, which are rooted in fear of losing conditional love, like fear of rejection, fear of failure. And so, what is being brought up to you, if you have some things triggering in your life, every moment is either of unconditional love or of the fear of losing conditional love. So if you're having some feelings and some triggers come up, it's because there's some fears that you've been taught, in the past growing up. These supposed tos, shoulds, need tos, have tos, must, which were popular opinions around relationship, abundance, body, whatever. We're given a ton of them all our lives, right? But so what's hidden is that there's some subconscious beliefs that are underneath the surface that even though in your mind you're going, no, I feel I deserve abundance or I deserve love. Well, there's some beliefs that are bubbling underneath the surface from usually it's going to be emotional child, which is 7 years old and younger, where there's some beliefs that are underneath there that keep us, keep people at bay, keep us, from making a certain amount, having abundance comes in, getting certain jobs. And so there's awareness that can be gleaned from that by, going deeper, into our heart and going deeper into our memories so that we can transform those. So that's what's being hidden right now is there's some subconscious force fields that if we look at that, then we can look at that and open those up. So that's what they have for you right now, Afia. Hopefully that's a little helpful there. I know with free readings, we're kind of going kind of fast. So um, uh, if you do want any deeper, then, be sure to come back or also before I continue here, there's just a few more free ones because I'm going to need to be. I'm almost at 3 hours, so I'm going to need to here in a moment. But I want to make sure everyone knows that I do have a giveaway every Monday for free readings um, giveaway. And here is the link to the video for next Mondays. I'm actually giving away 4 free readings, and you can find out how to get into those, a possibility of winning one of those. Also, each week I put out at least one pick a card reading. The one I put out yesterday is what are they thinking about you right now? And I have a ton of other free content with pick a cards on my main page. So if you want to check those out as well to get more messages from spirit, those are all free as well. And then I also each month I put out a monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign. So you can check out that playlist as well. And in these, I've been starting having a little notification of all the different planets, what they tell us about different areas of our life. So if you know your birth chart and you know where your like what sign a planet is in, and you're like, oh, I want to know about this, you can see that and then also watch that one. So a lot of free information there. So I want to make sure everyone is aware of that. And thank you guys so much too for all the thumbs up that you give the video. I get so caught up in the readings. I don't tell you guys enough how I appreciate that. It seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm loves it and it helps spread the Zen love. So thank you for being part of the love tsunami. So I wanted to make sure everyone was aware of those things. So let me see here. I think we'd left off with lovely Lovey. So my sister from the other spirit, energy reading on your grandbaby. Let's take a look here and see what does spirit wants you to know about your grandbaby here. Do you want this one right here? Wow, got the moon again. So the moon, there is this deep emotion, a lot of deep diving in here. If they're a water sign, I feel like they're on their darker side of their phase right now. They like to dive deep into their emotions, and then they like coming up to the surface and feeling the warmth of the sun, but then they like diving deep into the coolness of emotions. And it's okay. I don't feel like you need to worry about them. I just feel like, they follow the phases of the moon. I mean, if they are a water sign, especially, or a water moon, I just feel like they are very impacted by the phases of the moon. And especially with these eclipses and everything that we've been having right now. Um, if you are interact with them a lot, watch the phases of the moon and go, oh, now I see why they're, oh, okay. You can kind of see how they're tracking with the different phases of the moons and the different signs that it's in every few days. So if they sometimes feel like they're all over the place, it's because they're very impacted by the moon energy. um, so if you don't know what their astrology is, I would really check that out with that moon coming out. So I feel like that is what's coming right now. Lovely, lovey. So many blessings to you. Very good. And so Mars, you want to M's feelings towards you after your departure. Let's take a look here. Well, we've got justice here, so they feel justice is served. I don't know. I feel like they are with this Ace of Swords really looking into balancing things out. Libra energy, the yin yang. I feel like they're just kind of not so much feelings as they're into this really thinking and this reviewing of things. With the balancing out of the scales. I feel like they're just trying to um, figure things out. I feel like they would say, I'm just trying to wrap my head around it, trying to understand what happened, why, what I can do to fix things. They're trying to see things from a higher perspective, trying to look at their fears, just kind of this balancing energy that's coming in. So I just feel like they're trying to get their balance back, but they're trying to just, again, wrap their head around things, is what they're feeling. I don't feel like they, you know, it's like they're trying to figure out themselves. Really self-reflective. I mean, I don't feel like they, you know, when we have things, we don't really so much have feelings for other people when we're departing and different things. It's more that we're looking at how does that make me feel? Not so much like, I wonder what's going on with you and blah blah blah. It's like, why did they do this to me? Why did this happen to me? Why me? Why me? Why me? It's kind of that kind of energy. I don't feel like they're going, you this and that and that. I just feel like they're focusing on them, if that makes sense. But that's what's coming in right now, Mars. So many blessings to you. All right. Oh, yeah, lovely, lovely. November 20th. That's that is isn't that on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius, right? So that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So I definitely see that. All right. So lovers rock. An oracle from your guides. You're feeling a bit discouraged. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's pull here from the angels and ancestor oracle. Let's see what message they have here for you. And then Jashan, you will be up next. I believe. Make sure I didn't pass over anyone. Yeah, Jashan, you'll be up next here. And then you'll be my last one for this evening. All right. Uh, so, Lover's Rock, you got the Sky Father here. Trust in the unknown. And let's see what they say here for you. Yeah. Trust that your path is unfolding exactly as it needs to. You have a personal relationship with the Great Father. Know that He is lovingly leading you forward. The Sky Father features in many religions and mythologies as the Father God. He's the counterpart to the Earth Mother in many traditions. So, this card represents the universal powers that are masculine in essence, the energies that people have called out to and looked up to in times of need and gratitude. Sky Father personifies your relationship with the masculine energies of the divine and possibly a very powerful male or father figure, too. You are a co creator of your life, and every thought, feeling, intention, and emotion you have is creating the road ahead. And with that being said, you don't need to know every single detail of what is going to unfold before you. When this card appears, you're being guided to step back and get out of your own way because there is a greater power that is not only around you, but within you. And Sky Father is creating the best experience imaginable for you. Accepting this will allow miraculous energy to come into your life. So see things from a higher perspective, like the eagle on the card. This card can also appear when there are opportunities to improve the father connection in your life. And if your father figure is in heaven, know that his spirit is drawing close. If he's on earth, there's an opportunity to heal something, whether past or present. Yeah, I like a great encouragement here, that you're in great hands with the Sky Father, that they truly are um unfolding. Life is unfolding for your highest experience, although sometimes it's hard for our human to recognize that and see that. Sometimes doors are kept closed because there's a lion behind it and they want us to go a different direction that's more our highest. When they're showing me a meme in my head of a big father with this huge teddy bear behind it, and there's a child with a teddy bear that's small, the arms falling off, it's missing an eye, the stuffing is coming out of the ear, it's all dirty, and it needs to be replaced, right? And then but the big father has a huge brand new 5 times as big teddy bear that it's waiting to have it handed over, so it'll hand the bigger thing. And I feel like that is what they're letting you know, is that trust that that life is unfolding for you, and that you are a co-creator, and you can transform your energy when you're ready. Every moment is of unconditional love or fear of losing conditional love. And wherever we're investing our energy is what grows and expands. Neither is right, neither is wrong. They just feel different, right? Unconditional love, when we focus on that, that's focusing on gratitude for what we do have in our lives, focusing on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. all that grows and expands. It makes us feel bigger, powerful, limitless. And when we're focusing on our fears, we feel restricted and small and limited and powerless and all those lovely, delicious emotions related to fear, right? So when we're focusing on what we feel is missing in our life, our energy is saying, I enjoy missing things. Send me more things to miss, right? And we're like, no. Or when we focus on things that we don't like in our lives, we're telling our energy is going, I enjoy not liking things. Bring more things for me not to like. And that's obviously not what we're really wanting, but it's what we're taught. We focus on fears of losing things in our life, and our energy repels things out of our life. We fear things will come into our life, we and draw it in, right? So there is this beautiful empowerment that comes in here too. It talked about being a co-creator, and getting out of our own way is like realizing, what am I focusing my energy on? And if I'm focusing on the dark, I'm expanding the dark. But if I focus in on the light, then I can focus on the light, and we can change our habit. Something that I do when I need to remind myself to continue to focus on gratitude, especially with things that happen in the world, I just put a silent vibrating alarm on my phone called gratitude or whatever I'm trying to remember. And it goes off every waking hour, and then because I'll get drawn out here, but then the alarm will go off. I'm like, oh, that's right. And it draws me back into gratitude, and then it can change things. So that is what I feel your guides are bringing information on for you, Lovers Rock. So hang in there. We send you lots and lots of love and light, and we're glad you're here with us. So you have your soul family here always as well. So hang in there. All right, Joshan, you are the final reading, and you want to know, will you get good marks on your chemistry test? Let's take a look here and see, what does Spirit say for you here? You got the Prince of the Sage Circles, the Prince of Pentacles, which is all about they're in pursuit of their worth in a relationship to the outside world. It is about abundance coming in here. And so I like this power. They're in a quest for their worth in relationship to the outside world. So there is this, positive energy to this. I always say when we are going to go take tests that staying as calm as you can so you can access your brilliant mind is a huge piece of success, right? But it's very positive here. I feel like you're going to do well on here. So nothing to worry about. Just do your study, do your due diligence in the outside world. Meditate, be calm, deep breaths. Don't panic, because if you panic, you don't have access to all that beautiful information in your subconscious you've been studying. But if you remain calm, you have all this beautiful access and you do well. So I like it. So that is the answer to your question, Deshaun. And I am at 3 hours. So I do want to thank you guys so much for all of your love and your support and your thirst to hear from Spirit. It blows me away all the time on how much you hunger for Spirit, the spirit world, and hearing from them. So thank you guys so much. And please know, as you're going throughout each and every second of every day of your life. Oh, sorry, butterflies. I didn't see that you mixed in there because I had a different butterflies. But I am at 3 hours. So if you don't mind, since I am at 3 hours, if you're able to come back tomorrow, I will be back at 11 a.m. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, Mountain Time, and also tomorrow night as well. Uh, every night, Wednesday through Sunday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Um, so I know you understand. So, because if I do you, then someone else will pop in and someone else will pop in. But I am exhausted, so do need to go. But thank you guys so much, and much love to all of you. Just know that you are always loved every second of every day by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you guys again, have a great rest of your night or day wherever you're out in the world. And until I see you guys again, much love to you. You hang in there and you take care. You have a good night.